What's going on, guys and girls? If you're new around here, my name is Zephr. If you're not, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I'm showing you this team that I built, mainly revolving around Heatran and Iron Hands with the support of Sinistcha, Cresselia, and then obviously we've got a good couple old friends in there as well. I don't want to spend too much time on the intro. I kind of just want to get into breaking down the team because I really like this team. I'm really enjoying playing it. And yeah, that's the whole point of the video really. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first up today on the team breakdown, it's Iron Hands, and this thing might have actually just become the best Paradox Pokemon in the game, which is incredible to say. But for this weekend at Peoria, Iron Hands actually knocked Fluttermane out of the top most picked Pokemon spot, which is insane because Fluttermane has been the meta Pokemon for at least a year now, almost, which is just crazy. But it dethroned it this weekend. On the first day, it was the most picked Pokemon out of all Pokemon, and on the second day, it was the second most picked Pokemon, only being dethroned by Lando T, which is no surprise because Lando T is an absolutely incredible Pokemon. It's broken to some extent, but we can't really do much about it. It exists. So yeah, Iron Hands, as I've said before, is just an incredible Pokemon. It's got Fake Out, it's got Drain Punch, Wild Charge is an insane form of stab and deals with so many Pokemon. Heavy Slam deals with Fluttermane, which is, you know, one of the second best Pokemon in the format almost. And yeah, this thing has incredible bulk. It can just apply pressure by being on the field. Your opponent has to decide whether you're going to fake out or you're just going to hit something. It can hit like a truck. It's got so many different sets. With the Assault Vest, it's just even better. Yeah, this thing can do it all. It just sits around and causes your opponent havoc, and yeah, they really need to deal with it really quickly. I'm running the Grass Terror Iron Hands because I still think Grass Terror is personally the best. You can run it in all sorts of ways now, as I said, it's got so many sets now. People are running fire, people are running... I ran into a flying in this video, funnily enough, but water as well is a big one for Urshifu. But I think Grass is still the best, mainly because not only does it wall Urshifu, but if you're playing against Water Ogerpon, which just won the regional, so I expect we'll see a lot more of it coming in now. This thing walls it entirely. It walls Ivy Cudgel Water, it walls Wood Hammer, Power Whip, any of those things, while also hitting back with Drain Punch and basically two-hitting Ogerpon, which is insane if it's not intimidated. As well as running into loads of good things in the meta. I mean, if my Heatran isn't terrestrialized, Iron Hands is just taking full advantage of that. It can one-shot Fluttermane in most instances. It can take out Gyarados, Hisui, and Arcanine. This thing is just so good, and it's no surprise that it was the most picked Pokemon at Peoria this weekend. And I honestly don't think it has any, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Any ideas on going anywhere. That's what I was looking for. Any ideas on going anywhere anytime soon. So yeah, Iron Hands might just be the best, if not the best Pokemon of this generation, if not the best Paradox, for real. So I know I just said that Iron Hands is the best Paradox Pokemon, practically, now, but Fluttermane is still in very close contention at second. This thing requires no introduction, and I'm pretty sure I say that in every single video. Hits like a truck, insane coverage, Fairy type, Moonblast, does loads of damage really quickly, deals with a ton of meta threats. It's just the second best Pokemon. It's been the best for ages, but I think Iron Hands finally has that spot because it deserves it. People were sleeping on the thing at the beginning. Now it's everywhere, which doesn't surprise me. But Fluttermane, as said, is close contender for second. Its Fairy typing is incredible, gives it neutral damage into so many things. Moonblast is an absolutely broken move. It's basically, you know, a legendary tier move on normal Pokemon, which is just dumb. Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast, Shadow Ball, all the main coverage moves for either doing loads of damage to things like Iron Hands, and anything else that Fairy hits neutral into, Fluttermane for example. Shadow Ball for being able to take out things like Fluttermane and other things for neutral damage. Also Sinistcha, that's in the meta now, that can be hit for, well, probably an Oko with a Shadow Ball choice specs Fluttermane. And we're actually running Power Gem now. The main reason we're running Power Gem is because Terra Fire is on the rise because of her Flame Ogerpon, and her Flame Ogerpon itself anyway. Power Gem pretty much one-shots Ogerpon, it Okos it, and this Fluttermane outspeeds Ogerpon, her Flame, and any other Ogerpon I presume, which is just great. Being able to just threaten your opponent with that. If you lead and you've got Fluttermane and they've got Ogerpon, is great. It also hits into flying, and I don't have anything that really hits flying on my team besides Iron Hands. So yeah, actually I do have a fair few things. I've got Ice Beam and Wild Charge, but that's not the point. It's just another way of dealing with flying types as well as fire types. And yeah, this Thunderbolt is kind of like obligatory gone now, like, because Iron Hands just does it better. Fluttermane doesn't need Thunderbolt. You could make a case to run Energy Ball, but I've got Sinistcha on my team, so I don't really need a grass move. and Power Gem covers a lot of what is good right now. So yeah, Flutter Mane is not the best anymore. It's the second best, but it's still an insanely good Pokemon. So next up on the team is Cresselia, and this is a bit of a weird one because I already have a Trick Room set up, but I thought I needed two. And the main reason for that is Sinistcha is really, really good, and I'll get to talking about that in a minute. But Cresselia is also basically the premium Trick Room setter. You give it Mental Herb on turn 1, it's always going to get the Trick Room off, unless your opponent manages to get 2 taunts, which is very unlikely. And then it just is bulky, and it supports the team really, really well. Lunar Blessing is a broken move. I've talked about this before. Being able to heal both your Pokemon and take any statuses away from them is insane. The fact that this move got created is dumb. Yeah. Levitate is an incredible ability. Cresselia has an insane amount of bulk. It can take hits from Flutter Mane as well, which is just dumb because Flutter Mane should just annihilate Crest, but with the bulk it has, it can live through that and it can set Trick Room for you. It's Fairy Terror to avoid being hit by, say, Shadow Ball or anything like that. If you need to Terror on turn 1, then that's there, and your Cresselia is definitely going to live. I did that in a game earlier. I got doubled into, and my Fairy Terror actually saved my life and got the Trick Room up. But the main thing is you don't need Trick Room with this team. This team has 2 modes. Like, as you can see, we've got Iron Hands, Sinistcha, Cresselia, and Heatran, and that's kind of the TR side. But then you've also got Flutter Mane and Gyarados, which are really fast Pokemon, so you can play outside of that as well, along with Iron Hands and Heatran. Heatran doesn't necessarily need to be in Trick Room. It just benefits from Trick Room in certain situations, and Crest allows you to do that as well as Sinistcha. Moonblast, because we're running Fairy Terror, and as I've said, it's a broken move, and with Fairy Terror, it's going to do even more damage. I've got Ice Beam there. Very weird choice. I did debate Psychic, but I think Ice Beam is better. 1, because you've got the chance to freeze your opponents. 2, because it's another form of stab damage into, well, not stab damage, but damage into Lando T and Lando I. I'm not going to see Lando I very much, but Lando T is everywhere. As I just said, it was the most ran Pokemon at Peoria Day 2. So Ice Beam allows you to cover for that. And then Lunar Blessing and Trick Room are kind of self-explanatory. Healing your own Pokemon and being able to Trick Room when you need to and when you need to play in that mode is great. Yeah, Cresselia is just a great Pokemon. It's always been great. It got nerfed, but it also got a buff at the same time this generation. And yeah, I think it is just substantial that it's on this team. So the Pokemon I finally want to talk about on this team is Sinistcha. By that I mean I really want to talk about it, not that it's the final, because obviously we have 2 more Pokemon. This Pokemon is incredible. When it came out, a lot of people were like, meh, but the thing is, got bulk, it's got hospitality, which, if you don't know, is a new ability, and when it enters battle, it heals your teammate for 25% of its HP, which is actually insane, considering we thought it was just going to be a little bit, but that's an actually incredible thing. That means your teammate can take hits that you know you wouldn't usually be able to take, because if your Iron Hands is going to get hit, say, by a Heat Wave, or some form of fire move while it's Terra Grass, and you know that you won't take it then, but you will if you switch in Sinistcha with a bit more health, then you can just do that, and Sinistcha's going to save your Iron Hands, and that can save your game in certain opportunities. Yeah, it's also got an insane move pool. Matcha Gotcha, if you don't know, is its signature move, incredible move. Hits both slots, is Giga Drain and Scald, has chance to burn, also gives Sinistcha half of the damage it does to both Monback. Actually cracked move, insane. It's got Rage Powder, so it can do the Among Us thing, which is insane as well. Strength Sap is crazy, considering Iron Hands, Urshifu, Ogerpon are everywhere. This allows you to drop the opponent's attack stat, which is basically having Intimidate in the form of a move, and heal yourself for their attack stat. So if you Strength Sap and Iron Hands, the majority of the time you're going to just heal back up to full, which is ridiculous, and you're going to be touching your opponent's damage numbers as well, which is just crazy. And then Sinistcha also gets Trick Room, which is just this Pokemon has it all. This Pokemon has an insane move pool. We've got the Citrus Berry on it because then when it gets down below half HP, it's going to get that heal up, and that can really allow Sinistcha to stay around that bit longer to be able to clinch out games. We've got Terra Fire on this Pokemon because Ogerpon Her Flame, as I've already talked about, is huge in the metagame right now. And this allows Sinistcha to be able to take an Ivy Cudgel very, very nicely, as well as other fire moves, say Heatran, you know, the primary meta threats, and even Terrafly and Landorus. I do think there is a case to be made for Terra Fire because Ogerpon Wellspring just won Peoria, so you're probably going to see a lot of that running around now, and it might be beneficial to switch it to Water. But then also, Ogerpon just runs Wood Hammer, Power Whip as well, so in that case, there's not really a right Terra for it. Maybe Terra Grass comes back, I don't know, or something else. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, this Pokemon is insane. It's a great support Pokemon. It's up there with Crest. It's not as bulky as Crest, but the move pool it has access to is insane. Being able to heal any of your Pokemon just on entry is cracked, and being able to redirect and intimidate Pokemon on tap is crazy. Yeah, Sinistcha is broken. Yes, very broken. So Heatran has fallen off a little bit, but I don't really understand why. I think at Peoria it had like a 15-16% pick rate, but this Pokemon is still so good. I think the big thing that worries people is Ogerpon Herflame being able to still do super effective damage with Ivy Codule if you don't Terror it and you have Mold Breaker. You can completely alleviate that with Ability Shield. Ability Shield, once again, just blocks enemy abilities from affecting your ability. We were using it on Lando on the last team to guarantee we get Intimidate off. In this team, we're using it on Heatran to guarantee it keeps Flash Fire, which is insane. You also can't be skill swapped for your ability, which is crazy. Flash Fire is an incredible ability on Heatran, an incredible ability on Armarouge. Baxcalibur has Thermal Exchange, but it almost does the same thing, you just take damage. That's why I've kept my Heatran as Terra Grass as well. I think there is a case to be made for Terra Fairy. I think Terra Fairy benefits you in front of Iron Hands, in front of other meta threats, but I think Terra Grass in the current situation is really good. Terra Grass is going to wall Ogerpon Wellspring, it's going to wall Ogerpon Herflame, as well as not stop you from taking as much damage from Iron Hands. It's also going to allow you to wall Gyarados, other water threats that are going to be trying to hit your Heatran. Yeah, this Pokemon is still just so good. It hits like a truck. Even though Ogerpon can go Water Grass, or if you Terrastallize Ogerpon Wellspring, then obviously you're not going to be doing tons of damage to that thing, but you can still get around that with, say, Sinistcha or Iron Hands. If they don't, then it takes neutral damage from Heat Wave, which is incredible. Heat Wave is going to take out other Grass, Terra, Iron Hands. Even with the AV, they're still not going to enjoy that at all. Heat Wave also hits really well into neutral / not very effective opponents. Flash Cannon is to deal with Fluttermane as well as other Fairy-type Pokemon. Earth Power is to cover for, say, Iron Hands and Rock Pokemon. Mainly Iron Hands. Iron Hands is the biggest threat to this thing. And then Protect so that you can allow your Heatran to, you know, play the mind game. And also, if your opponent, say, has, like, Rillaboom, you can allow Heatran to be able to regain HP on grassy terrain. I think Ability Shield is the next best item on Heatran because, as I said, you can't have your Flash Fire removed then, and that nullifies a lot of the things that Heatran is very scared of in Regulation E. Yeah, this Pokemon is still phenomenal. It still hits like a truck. It's bulky. It's a huge threat, and I think it is here to stay. I can't really understand why it's dropped off. Grass Terror, as I said, is the way because it just eliminates all the other threats that Heatran has. Fairy Terror is good, but I think Grass Terror on this team just suits. So, yeah. Heatran. And finally, we've done a lot of talking about Lando T in this video and previous videos. What is the best counter for Lando T? Well, the Water-type Intimidator, Gyarados, you know? Gyarados is still going to take damage from Rock Slide, pretty substantial damage. That's why we have Terra Steel to alleviate that if it's necessary. But, you know, it can Intimidate and nullify a fair amount of that damage. But also, what is going to wall a Ogerpon Wellspring or an Ogerpon Herflame? Gyarados. I think people are sleeping on this. Hisuian Arcanine is really good. It's just more aggressive, and it has Intimidate, but it gets murdered by both of those things. Especially since Ogerpon most of the time is carrying Stomping Tantrum, so Arcanine just goes bye-bye. Lando T, as I said, was the most picked Pokemon at Peoria on day 2, but you just use Gyarados. Like, I don't understand why people aren't using Gyarados. Waterfall hits Lando for almost anything between, say, like 40 to 60%. It stops Wellspring from doing loads of damage to you and comes with Intimidate. It stops Herflame. Herflame is terrified of this thing. Yeah, Gyarados just lines up really well. It does have bad matchups in Iron Hand, in, say, Lando. It can beat Lando, but it also gets harmed by Lando. But I don't think that's not enough to not bring this Pokemon. I think this Pokemon is really good. It's got insane bulk. Shout out Gentle for the goated Gyarados spread that he has had and built for ages, and that's like his proud dad thing. He loves it, and that's the one I use because it is by far the best Gyarados spread. Intimidate is such a strong ability. Just talked about that. Being able to lower your opponent's attack stage when Ogerpon can boost its attack stage instantly on Terastallization is huge. We're actually using Safety Goggles on the Gyarados because I'm not so much scared of, say, Among Us anymore, because Among Us is kind of fallen out because a lot of the metagame can just deal with it now. But if you bring Gyarados, Heatran, and say Iron Hands to, or even Sinistcha to a game and your opponent has an Among Us, if you Terra Heatran, it's going to be able to ignore that. Sinistcha is going to be able to ignore it because it's Grass type. Gyarados could ignore it because it's got Safety Goggles, and then say if you don't bring Heatran, you bring Iron Hands and Terra Iron Hands, that can ignore Spore as well. So Among Us almost becomes completely invalid to this team when you play it in a certain way, and that's why Gyarados has the Safety Goggles. Terra Steel is to prevent as much damage as possible from Lando T Rock Slide and other rock moves, so that's the explanation for that. Waterfall is Gyarados' main form of stab. It also allows it to flinch on 30%, which is really strong. It's the reason Rock Slide is really strong. Thunder Wave and Taunt are pretty much self-explanatory for Gyarados. Thunder Wave allows you to do the Grimmsnarl thing and cause your opponent hacks plays and allows you to play around that to win the game in certain situations. I've actually just won games from Thunder Wave Waterfall spam before, 1v2, which is insane. Taunt, because then you can stop, say, Among Us, you can stop Tornadoes potentially if it's not running Covert Cloak. You can also stop Sinistchas, which is really, really big, and then Protect, because you want to be able to protect your Intimidator. Yeah, I think Gyarados is just really good. As I said, Iron Hands being one of the most popular Pokemon at the minute doesn't really benefit it, but you can really play around it with the board positioning. You've got plenty on this team that threatens Iron Hands. You've got Sinistcha for burns, Heatran with Earth Power, Flutter Mane if you choose to bring it. Gyarados can just weave in the middle of that. It counters Land OT. It takes damage from it, but, you know, Land OT does not want to be getting hit by Waterfall either. And I just think in the current game, where the biggest Pokemon is Ogerpon, Fire and Water, and Ivy Cudgel is a 100 base power move, hitting into Gyarados, not very effective, takes like 30 to 35%, if not lower. And yeah, I think Gyarados really does have a place in the Regulation E format with that sort of knowledge and, you know, the ability to tank those hits. So yeah, and that is really about it, guys. This team is fantastic. The code is in the top corner for you to be able to rent it. Let me know in the comments what you think of it, what is good, what is bad, if you enjoy using the team as per usual. I haven't really got much else to say on it, so yeah, I hope you enjoy using it. It is a phenomenal team. It's better in closed team sheets. Open team sheets, obviously you can see the items and stuff, but you can make a case to use this team in open team sheets as well. It's still a very, very good team there. You just have to play around Heatran's ability shield a bit more than you normally would because of Pokemon running knockoff and such in the metagame right now. But yeah, that's really about it. So the Poke Paste and the code will also be in the description as per usual, so you can see all the EVs and all that sort of stuff for this team. But yeah, if you enjoy the video, guys, please subscribe, turn my post notifications on so that you never miss a video from me. Leave a like on the video because that's the best way of supporting the video itself and my channel. As I said before, leave a comment saying what you like, dislike, what you think of the team and the Pokemon on it. And that's really about it, guys. So thank you very much. Love you all to pieces. I've been Zephr, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. The Ogerpon theme smacks. All of the Kid Carving music smacks. Blood Moon and Aurora Beam. Okay, that's fine. We're not faking anything out. We're just going to punch the bear. Although, I reckon... No, the bear's probably normal Terra, to be fair, I would expect. Let's do this and go Terra, Grass, Heat Wave. Actually, I don't really think... actually, I probably do want to go Terra Grass because of Blood Moon Ursa. Let's go. Oh, well, Alolan Ninetales is Gonoruni. It's coming in. It's Sinistcha, the boy. I'm glad to see we both brought our teacups. They are happy teacups together. My teacup is going to beat your teacup though, right now. But actually, my teacup's not really going to beat it, but the Heatran definitely is. Don't whiff on the Sinistcha, please. Please. Oh my god, lovely. That's not what Sinistcha wants to see. That Drain Punch is huge. I suppose my opponent thought I was gonna like fake out there, which just wasn't gonna happen, was it? Let's be real. I want to see an Earth Power into my Heatran here. And yep, there we go. That's why you go Terra Grass all the time. Alright, we can Heat Wave here for free again. Honestly, I don't really think there's a point in switching right now, so like I kind of just want to Drain Punch the Ursa again, because if we get Rage Powdered, it doesn't really matter because my Heatran should have finished the Sinistcha by then, and we should be in really good position. It'll probably be Terra Ghost Ursaluna, right? Like, that's probably the best defensive Terra it has. Oh, we're Terroring Sinistcha. Okay. Terra Water. I'm not sure how much that's going to matter with how little health your Sinistcha has up there. If it allows it to live, that was a great, huge Terra. If it doesn't, then... yeah. He wants to set the Trick Room up, right? That's definitely what we're going for here. Oh, it does live, okay. And then it Strength Saps me. Okay, that's irritating as all heck. However, my Iron Hands is going to move... Is my Iron Hands moving first or second here? Like, that's potentially really bad. Okay, that's not good. We don't like that. Counterplay. Counterplay, counterplay. Right, there's no Trick Room still, so that's huge. I honestly think I have to switch into something here. I think I switch into Sinistcha here, you know? And then we go... Protecting the Heatran here. I would suppose the Ursaluna would go after my Heatran, right? I expect he thinks I'm going to pivot here. But that means he can openly attack my Heatran if I decide to swing. But we're just not going to allow that to happen. Sinistcha's going to come in here. Heatran's going to get full HP again now, which is huge. Hospitality is such a good ability. Right, we get the Protect down. I do not want to see a Blood Moon into my Sinistcha, please. Don't be that guy. Strength Sap. Okay, well, Sinistcha doesn't really care about that. I kind of predicted you'd do that. And then, do you Blood Moon into my Heatran? Yeah, cool. Right. Good read, good reads. So this turn's very, very easy. We just Matcha Gotcha and... how much do I care about the Ursaluna? The Ursaluna's terrifying. That's how much I care about it. I think I just Heat Wave again. Honestly think that's the play. I want to eliminate both these Pokemon at once, right? And I think that Matcha Gotcha Heat Wave can actually do the dirty, yeah, for sure. This is where we find out the Sinistcha's carry in Shackle, and we are very upset. Then again, I think my Sinistcha might live that because of the way it's EV'd, so... Go! Beat that Matcha! Go! Oh, it lives. Okay. Does it get burned? It gets burned. That's huge. We love that. We love to see it. Trick Room. That's the lowest priority move there, so that's huge. I don't think Blood Moon takes the KO on my Heatran though, honestly. Don't know what the speed of this Ursa is. It's probably going to be faster in Trick Room than... Yeah, it's definitely going to be faster in Trick Room. It's definitely no speed boy. Probably wants to get rid of my Sinistcha this turn, right? So I'm going to go Iron Hands. I'm going to Heat Wave again. We just keep spamming Heat Wave. Heatran can kind of just do what he wants to do here, really. Like, there's nothing really stopping him. Sinistcha's not causing absolute threats to society. If Sinistcha goes for a Strength Sap there, then that's huge, but I don't think it does. No, Blood Moon, I expected that. You're absolutely terrified of my Sinistcha at this point. That is not a ton of damage, and I think that's because you've not Terastallized. Strength Sap really isn't going to matter here. I don't think, anyway. Oh my god, it does matter. That is a lot of HP recovery. This bear will not get hit. Right, let's fake out the cup. Let's Earth Power the cup this turn. The cup is irritating me at this point. I don't want you about. Get over yourself. If I can get rid of the cup, then I have priority in a way here, so this is not bad. Blood Moon's not going to be able to take out my Iron Hands no matter what, unless it gets a crit, which I just don't think happens. Fake out there is huge. Oh, it's got Rocky Helmet. Okay, right, actually, Blood Moon could actually do it this turn. Yep. Earth Power, sad. Iron Hands is gone. However, I think I get Sinistcha off the field for that for free. Do the damage, come on. Oh, we're just gonna miss it. Or are we? Yeah, just gonna miss it. That's not huge. I think I just have to send it with Sinistcha here, you know? I can't bring in Flutter until 2 turns. So, let's go Matcha Gotcha, and let's go... I think Heat Wave is absolutely fine here. Yeah, I just don't think that the Sinistcha can recover enough HP to survive this hit. Plus it's burned, and I don't think you can't Strength Sap my Heatran again. Okay, goodbye Sinistcha. Have a good day. Ninetales? Oh, it's Ogi. Okay. Protect. That's okay. We get priority here then. That's kind of a bad swap for you, I'm not going to lie. Especially if we burn you right now. That Ogerpon's going to be so sad. Get the burn. Do it. No. But we're still in a much better position, you know? Like... Ogerpon did not enjoy switching into that. I think I can just rinse repeat the turn, you know? I don't see a problem with the turn. That Ogerpon's really not threatening me in any way, shape or form. Do I Heat Wave again? My Heatran has just sat on the field with full HP and just Heat Waved every single turn. That is so amusing. Ogerpon gone. Sinistcha's going to come back in, I bet. Just to restore Ursaluna's health. Which is a good play. Yep, there we are. Hospitality. Going to take Ursaluna back up to full, I think. Almost full. That's fine. Can I not whiff my Heat Wave this turn, please? Blood move. I don't know if that KO's Sinistcha, you know. Like... Almost, but we've got Citrus Berry as well, so that's fine. And we're about to be out of Trick Room, so then I am in very good position. I love these new Pokemon, man. They make the game so much more interesting, even if Blood Moon Ursaluna is very, very strong. Oh, Sinistcha doing the bits. Matcha Gotcha just going to heal us right back up to top. I'm pretty well, not top, but pretty damn close to top. This is a single target heat wave as well. I think Blood Moon goes down this turn, and then I'm just left with the Ogerpon, to be honest. And it's just a GG's, because I've got Flutter Mane out back. That outspeeds Ogerpon no matter what, and we just Moonblast the heck out of it. Finally, Heatran. Yes, get rid of the bear. Death to the Blood Moon. I'll tell you what, this was a really good game. My opponent played really, really well. They just let my Heatran go to town. Like, oh, it's just a Alolan Ninetales and Ogerpon now, isn't it? I totally forgot Alolan Ninetales was even here, to be honest. Like, okay, this is kind of concerning, right? But it's not, but it is. This is where I do want to be in Trick Room, so I think I'm going to click Trick Room with Sinistcha, and I think I'm just going to hit Heat Wave as well, because there's nothing you can really do to stop my Heatran Heat Wave. Spiky Shield, that's fine. There's no way your Ninetales can KO my Sinistcha, so we get Trick Room up here, and then it's pretty much just a win-win, unless we get frozen. Please don't get frozen. Please, boys, please, please, please. Oh my god. That was a heavy blizzard. That's why I learned the Ninetales is so good. That thing's going to take a ton of damage now, though. Oh my god. Is that Sash? Yeah, Sash. You've got Sash to guarantee getting the Aurora off, which is cool. But this was the correct play, and this was my win condition. So now we just win. GG's. I think either Matcha Gotcha or Heat Wave just win the game now. Oh, I played out of my mind this game, honestly. W. Mega W. I think Grass Heatran is still just tried and true. It's just so good. I know why Terra Fairies ran, it's because of Iron Hands, but I still just think that Terra Grass, especially in an Ogerpon heavy metal, whether it's Her Flame or Water, is fantastic. And then Sinistcha gets the final blow. The funny little teacup gets to win the game. The teacup is goated, honestly. Like, I think this is the next up S tier Pokemon. The moveset, the ability, like, it's just so good, honestly. And I remember thinking, everyone thinking it was like mid. No. No, Sinistcha is not mid at all. GG's, homie. You played that super well, but I just played it better, you know? I honestly despise Armor Region DD players. They are the worst. Was that Ogerpon in a dive ball? That is against the Pokemon player code. It should be in a friend ball, absolutely. This is actually a really good start for me, I cannot lie. Getting Intimidate on this Ogerpon is huge. Grassy Surge. The only problem is I need to get rid of the Ogerpon, right? This is good for me, because I can just switch into Heatran for free here. Is that Grassy Seed? Grassy Seed Rillaboom? Respect, that's cool, I like that. My Flutter Mane can't protect here, that is the biggest problem, right? So I think here we always just go Power Gem, and I think we swap into Heatran here, for sure. Because Heatran has Ability Shield, so we can't get Ivy Cudgel in that slot. Rillaboom can't fake out my Flutter Mane, and Ogerpon can't Terra, so unless it just wants to get hit by a Power Gem anyway. Sinistcha's kind of out back to be able to, 1, heal my Heatran if I need it, and 2, be able to set the Trick Room if we need that too. Fake out there's fine, I expected that to happen. This Ogerpon can die in turn 1. Goodbye, Ogerpon. And that is why Flutter Mane carries Power Gem now. Heatran's going to go back up to full there. That's absolutely massive for us. Heatran is also in a really good position here. I could potentially protect my Heatran this turn just to bait out the Terra and find out what I'm working against. God damn, Heatran's so good. Iron Hands here is mortifying, but that's okay. We just bring Gary back in. Rillaboom will be at -2 then as well. And here we're going to protect just to try and bait out any Terra. Plus, I don't know if it's Iron Hands or Rilla Terroring here. Both these Pokemon get shafted by my Heatran, so, but it does make my Heatran the prime Terra option here. Rillaboom at -2 is huge. Iron Hands at -1 is good. Having Ogerpon dealt with is fantastic. Right, this was what I wanted to see, so... Iron Hands, okay, we're okay. They want to sack the Rilla, and that's fine. Terra Flying Iron Hands? That's very weird. But I can see the reason for that, because I've got Earth Power on my Heatran. So, but this just means we spam Heat Wave all day, and we go. I don't know if this thing has Terra Blast. That's actually kind of terrifying. Grassy Glide is going to do 40 damage. Close Combat not happening. That's actually a hella move on that Iron Hands. Holy, that's terrifying. I think I can protect Gary here. We go Terra Grass and we go Heat Wave. Easy. That's the easiest turn I've ever made in my entire life. If he swaps in Armor Rouge here, then that kind of sucks. But at the same time, necessary play. And then Iron Hands is Terran now, so we can hit the Armarouge with Gary. That is Armarouge, there we go, lovely. And we're going to outspeed that Armarouge as well, so not a problem. We got rid of the Mold Breaker, so we don't even have to worry about that. Heatran can just kind of sit here now. Heatran just needs to do consistent damage and we'll win the game, easy. We have Sinistcha to be able to bring that on as well. Oh my god, this is weak armor Armarouge, okay. No flash fire, interesting. That is not enough damage, my friend. And lowering your own defense and special defense is not the one. Especially in front of my Heatran right now. I'm just going to switch into Sinistcha here to get my Heatran's health back up to max. And I'm just going to Heat Wave again, knowing that I can hit that Armarouge. So I don't think this Iron Hands has Terra Blast. If it does, then I'm kind of scuffed. But if it doesn't, then we're good. Sinistcha's going to come in here and say to Heatran, here's some Matcha. Drink this down. We're going to win this game. There is my cup. The God Cup. A 1v3 to team yesterday with Sinistcha. It was ridiculous. Oh, Rillaboom's coming back. Okay, Rillaboom is not going to appreciate a Heat Wave, that's for sure. The Armarouge is kind of just stuck here. And now that I know it's weakness policy, weak armor, I will not be hitting it. That is a huge burn. Rillaboom goes down next turn at least. Wild Charge here isn't going to do a ton. No, not at all. And this next turn we just switch Gary back in to get Intimidate back up. Or do we, actually? That's a questionable choice. No, I don't think we do. I think, honestly, we actually just go for Matcha Gotcha, because we want to get a burn on Iron Hands, and Rillaboom's going to go down no matter what, and we just protect Heatran this turn. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, because I don't want Heatran taking unnecessary damage here. Yeah, there we go. Heatran was too much for my man. Sorry. Oh, I don't know your name. Sorry.
Hundreds of lives.
Mm-hmm.